Welcome to all NEET aspirants. Very good morning. Today the important session, bionumericals. To some extent mathematical approach. That is meiosis linked to some other topics like it is reproduction. And in case of the DNA, with regard to for it is the problems, that is hydrogen bond, triple bond, double bond, number of phosphodiester bond, and length of the DNA calculation, all comes under this bionumerals. Very important in NEET point of view. We may expect some questions from these bionumericals. First you see the bionumericals in case of what it is reproduction linked to what it is the meiosis. So with regard to this angiosperm, the following are required or formed for formation of 240 male gametes in angiospermic flowering plant. For formation of 240 male gametes, what are required, what are formed? The questions are, number of pollen grains are required. So here, number of male gametes it is 240 male gametes, and each pollen grain divides into generative cell and a vegetative cell. The generative cell divides into pollen grain, it is haploid. So one pollen grain divides to form what it is the two male gametes. Here one spindle apparatus it is formed. Here one spindle apparatus. Here one mitotic division. Here another mitotic division. So for formation of how many male gametes? Two male gametes. Two mitotic divisions from one pollen grain. So from one pollen grain, how many male gametes? Two male gametes. 240 male gametes. How many pollen grains which are required? 120 pollen grains which are required. So number of male gametes 240, number of pollen grains it is 120. Number of pollen mother cells required. For 4 pollen, 1 pollen mother cell. 120 pollen, 120 by 4, 30. That is, the principle it is n by 4, 30 pollen mother cells which are required. So 30 pollen mother cells for formation of what it is 120 male gametes. The 30 pollen mother cells gives 120 pollen grains. 120 pollen grains gives what it is 240 male gametes. Third question, number of meiotic divisions required. The fourth is number of mitotic divisions required. So here it is 240 male gametes. For 4 pollen grains it is 1 pollen mother cell. So total pollen mother cells which are 30. 1 pollen mother cell, 1 reduction division. 30 pollen mother cells, 30 reduction divisions. So 1 pollen mother cell, 1 reduction division. 30 pollen mother cell, it is 30 reduction divisions. So number of meiotic divisions required it is 30. The third question. Number of mitotic divisions which are required for formation of 240 male gametes. One pollen grain for formation of these two male gametes undergoing how many divisions? Two mitotic divisions for formation of 240 male gametes. So number of mitotic divisions required. So number of pollen grains, earlier we said 120 pollen grains. One pollen grain, two mitotic divisions. 120 pollen into two mitotic divisions, that is 240. So number of mitotic divisions, it is the 240. As each pollen undergoing two mitotic division. First mitotic division, generative cell and vegetative cell. Second mitotic division, male gamete, two male gametes are formed. For each pollen, 120 pollen grains, it is 240 mitotic divisions. So for formation of 240 male gametes, the questions which are: total number of meiotic spindles, total number of mitotic spindles, that is spindle apparati, and total number of spindle apparati formed. For how many male gametes? 240 male gametes. For 240 male gametes, for pollen mother cell or reduction division, the principality is n by 8. 240 by 8, 30 pollen mother cells, 30 meiotic division. For 240 male gametes, 30 pollen mother cells, 30 meiotic divisions. One pollen mother cell, that is diploid. Meiosis 1, one meiotic spindle. Meiosis 2, two spindles. So 3 spindles are formed. Four pollen grains are formed. So for formation of 4 pollen grains, 1 pollen mother cell, 1 meiotic division, that is meiosis 1, meiosis 2. How many total spindles it is? 3 spindles. So total number of meiotic spindles formed. So for 1 pollen mother cell, 3 spindles are formed. 30 pollen mother cells, that is 30 into 3, 90. 90 meiotic spindles. For this 90 spindles. 1 pollen mother cell, 3 meiotic spindle. For 30 it is 90 spindles are formed. Total number of mitotic spindles. And the 6th question it is total number of mitotic spindles formed. How many pollen grains? 4 pollen from 1 pollen mother cell. So 4 pollen. This 1 pollen, 1 mitotic division results in generative cell, vegetative cell. Generative cell into how many male gametes? 2 male gametes. So, 1 mitotic, 1 mitotic. So, one pollen grain undergoes 2 mitotic divisions. One pollen, 2 mitotic divisions. So, one pollen, 2 mitotic divisions. 120 pollen, 240 mitotic divisions. So, 240 mitotic divisions. Here, how many spindles are formed? One spindle, one spindle. 240 mitotic divisions, 240 spindles. For one pollen, 2 mitotic spindles are formed. 120 pollen, 240 mitotic spindles. So, here 2 mitotic spindles. So, total number of mitotic spindles 240 mitotic spindles. So, 90 meiotic, 240 mitotic. Total spindles formed meiotic as well as varieties mitotic, that is 90 plus 240. 330 spindles which are formed. For 240 male gametes, the 8th question it is number of male gametophytes formed. And 9th question it is for 240 male gametes, it is sufficient to fertilize how many ovules? For it is 240 male gametes, number of male gametophytes. One pollen that divides to form generative cell, vegetative cell. It divides to form how many male gametes? 2 male gametes. The pollen which germinate into pollen tube having how many male gametes? 2 male gametes, and it is vegetative nucleus, 2 male gametes. So, 2 male gametes along with vegetative nucleus in pollen tube, what do you call it is male gametophyte. So, each male gametophyte having 2 male gametes. So, for 240 male gametes, it is 1 male gametophyte having 2 male gametes. So, for 240 male gametes, it is having 120 male gametophytes. And 240 male gametes sufficient to fertilize how many ovules? So, for each ovule, it develops into embryo sac, it is egg cell, egg cell, polar nuclei, antipodals. The first male gamete unites with varieties egg cell. Other male gamete unites with varieties 2 polar nuclei. So, for one ovule, two male gametes which are required. So, 2 male gametes can fertilize varieties 1 ovule. So, 240 male gametes can fertilize varieties 120 ovules. Each ovule require 2 male gametes for fertilization. So, 120 ovules it can fertilize. Number of generative cells required for formation of 240 male gametes. As one pollen grain divides to form vegetative cell and generative cell. The generative cell divides to form varieties 2 male gametes. So, For 2 male gametes, how many generative cells it is? 1 generative cell. So 240 male gametes, 120 generative cells which are required. And with regard to the representation of what it is, the male gametophyte, male gamete, we can represent in a chart form to easy recollection. And this type of representation, the graphic representation of the development of the male gametophyte, male gametes, number of reduction divisions, it is a very simple way to understand these numericals. We mentioned one pollen mother cell. Suppose one pollen mother cell having 40 chromosomes. This pollen mother cell it is diploid, which undergoes 1 meiotic divisions. In meiosis, meiosis 1, meiosis 2. Meiosis 1 purely it is reductional division. Chromosome number reduced to half, that is 20, 20. 2 cells which are formed. And in case of meiosis 2, 2 spindles are formed. 4 cells are formed, each with haploid number of chromosome. So in 4 cells, each with what it is 20 chromosome. And this constitute what it is 1 microspore tetrad. So for one pollen mother cell, 1 meiotic division. How many meiotic spindles it is? The 3 meiotic spindles. How many microspore tetrads? 1 microspore tetrad. Each cell having what it is? The 20 chromosomes. Each cell having 20 chromosomes. And it gives what it is? 4 pollen grain. Detached microspores from microspore tetrad considered to be what it is? Pollen grains. Number of pollen grains? How many it is? 4 pollen grains. One pollen grain undergoes 1 mitotic division with formation of 1 mitotic spindle, form generative cell and vegetative cell. One generative cell forms what it is? 2 male gametes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pollen grains forms how many male gametes? 8 male gametes. These 8 male gametes sufficient to fertilize how many ovules? 4 ovules into 4 seed. So for formation of 4 ovules into 4 seeds, from paternal side, that is male side, how many reduction divisions which are required? That is 1 meiotic division. How many meiotic spindles are formed? 3 meiotic spindles. So for one pollen mother cell, 1 meiotic division. And how many number of varieties spindles? 3 meiotic spindles. How many microspores? 4 microspores. How many tetrad? 1 microspore tetrad. How many pollen grains? 4 pollen grains. How many mitotic division? Each pollen grain 2 mitotic division. So in case of mitotic division, how many mitotic division it is? 4 pollen it is 8 mitotic divisions. So 4 pollen, okay, 4 pollen it is 8 mitotic divisions. And how many spindles which are formed? That is 8 mitotic spindle, because one pollen gives what it is 2 spindles. For one spindle, generative cell, vegetative cell, another spindle, 2 male gametes. So each pollen 2 spindle, 4 pollen it is 8 mitotic spindles. If you come from the reverse manner, for 4 seeds, how many male gametes? 8 male gametes. For 8 male gametes, how many pollen grains? 4 pollen grains. How many mitotic divisions? 1, 2. 4 pollen grains, 8 mitotic division. For 4 pollen grains, how many tetrads are formed? 1 tetrad formed. How many meiotic divisions? 1 meiotic division. How many pollen mother cell? 1 pollen mother cell. The simple chart from paternal side, number of reduction division, number of mitotic division, number of spindles formed from paternal side, that is male side.